Hi guys. So 3 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. I've just had a super exciting morning with my other hat on, one of my other hats on. I'm trying to figure out which side I need to. No, it's that side. My equestrian side. I have just spent the morning working with a little 9-year-old and her pony, starting them off with using positive reinforcement, getting them the pony conditioned to the sound of the clicker. And yeah, that's one of my happy places to be for sure, to see this blossoming connection. And I guess deep down in my heart, that is exactly what I needed when I was that age. It's just dawned on me that I was actually 8 when I got my first pony, Sooty, who started me on this journey that, strangely enough, ultimately ended up with me, going into psychology and behavior analysis. But it was that initial search as a little 8-year-old looking for alternative options to whacking my pony and showing him who's boss. Uh, Things have taken a long time to shift, and there's still a long way to go, but super exciting to work with this little girl this morning. And I've known the family for a long time. We met quite a few years ago when I was judging in a show up north in the Kindy Ring, and her other daughter, the mum's other daughter, was competing in that day. And yeah, there's a story behind that, and I'm sure at some point I will share that. But the morning has just been highly reinforcing for me to see this little girl and her pony starting that important foundation work, and watch this space. So I also got to catch up with a friend via phone on the rather long journey out that way. And yeah, was talking about quite a few things that we've been sharing recently, the changes, the shifts, the where people are heading, what people are thinking, what people are wanting, and what people are seeking more of. And it kind of ties in nicely with this whole drive of mine to develop a membership where it is built on a philosophy around deeper, more meaningful connections, the opportunity to collaborate and feel that you're contributing on another level, and that what you've got to share might inspire, motivate somebody else, even though you can't see it yourself. Through that process of coming together and you sharing and other people sharing, we get inspired. And out of that, developing a community where ultimately we all feel that we are growing and expanding with that shared set of overarching values, that there's life is for living and life is for living at another level. And we're constantly evolving and growing. And it's not about changing who we are, it's about uncovering who we were in the first place. There's all those corny expressions out there. And I guess that's really why I am super excited about this, because it's something that I feel has been missing in my life for a long time. I've been really fortunate to connect and develop some relationships through the membership group that I am part of. And that has given me, these ideas and this drive to go, hey, I can create my own. And to be honest, when I first started this online coaching, I had no idea the type of people that I was going to meet in that journey. And I cannot stress enough the how I feel about some of the people that I've met. Absolutely courageous, inspirational, and yeah, just very special people that have come into my life. And, I did a post this morning about remembering your blessings. I didn't actually have one to put up from a photo to put up of my clients, but I think the people that I've met through this process of developing an online coaching service has just been incredible. And I don't really have the words to describe how amazing some of these women are. And as I was going along, as I was coaching people and privately in programs, some people were doing the 8-week one, other people wanted that 3 month to really consolidate their stuff. And then some people joined into my first coaching group, which was really jumping in the deep end for me and for them. And I just kept thinking, oh my gosh, if only they knew about so and so, or if only they knew about so and so. Because there was that common theme of disconnect, that common theme of, is this it? I feel that nobody's really in tune with me. I feel that I've lost direction. I've lost passion for what I'm doing. I'm questioning things that are going on in my life. Am I odd? That feeling that, somebody messaging me. Am I odd? Can I make it? Am I actually not part of anything? And what's wrong with me? And it was that uncovering that actually there's nothing wrong with any of us. It's just that we are realizing maybe that what we've been chasing for so long isn't actually what we want. And maybe we just need to go back, which is what I've done with all my programs and my group coaching, is to go back to the basics, reestablish and reconnect with your values and what's important to you. Get some clarity on that why that's going to drive you through the tough times, which we know come. And then now this next kind of level thinking with the gameplay and making more powerful decisions is having those 3 pillars to reflect on. Do I feel connected to what I'm doing? Do I feel that I can collaborate? Are other people collaborating with me? And am I getting a sense of connection in a community that I value, respect, and want to be a part of, and feel that I can grow and expand within that community? Because again, as we've shared on numerous occasions, we can be part of a community and we can be around people and we can feel completely isolated and on our own. So that part of that creating meaningful connections is identifying your values and your personal philosophy and your why. Because then you know where to look. Then you know, and you can start to pick up on that when you resonate with things, which is why I've said it's not so much about what I do, it's that you're able to resonate with my vision and my big picture thinking around this membership group. It's obviously going to be lots of opportunities for me to share trainings, for me to share strategies, for me to share, hints and tips and things that I've done and things that we know work from a behavioral perspective that are evidence-based. But at the end of the day, if you don't buy into it, if you don't connect and you don't resonate with me and my messages, that information is not going to be applied. And going back to my earlier story about working with horses, this was something that I noticed way back when I started promoting positive reinforcement. People didn't want it and they didn't resonate with me. They thought I was crazy. They thought I'd lost the plot. I was this wild woman up north who was, feeding my horses treats. And I had a product or a service that I thought people wanted, but they didn't, because they couldn't connect with me. We weren't on the same level. We didn't have the same values. We didn't have the same connection. There was no collaboration, and there certainly was no meaningful community. And it's taken time for me to realize that. And I guess this shift in my coaching and shift in direction has reminded me that it's not, you can have a brilliant idea, you can have a brilliant service, But if people don't feel they want it or they don't resonate with it, it's going to die a death. So, a lot of my promotional work around this has been connected to my story, how I've used it. And if you can identify with that, resonate with that, that's going to make that connection deeper and more meaningful. It's also about asking questions that are relevant to you. You know, that whole one about, do you feel stuck? A lot of people resonated with that. And it's not necessarily that we're coming at it, as a colleague of mine said, from that deficit model. It's not that you've got an issue or a problem or something that needs fixing. It's just that connection around a common theme, a common idea, a common desire, passion, or drive. So I hope that sort of sums up something of why this is so important to me, because I'm vested in it and I'm sharing a lot of what I have done in order to get me to where I am today. And I'm still a long way off. And this is something else I'm completely transparent about. I do not feel that I've made it in any way at all. I am still very much on the journey to discovery with this experience. Technology has blown me away, keeping pace with things. But what I've identified recently, which was very powerful for me in this decision-making process, has been the desire to do what I do really well and to expand and grow in a way that fits me. And it's not about, sort of trying to please everybody. It's focusing on the people that connect with me, the people that relate to me, the people that want to join in with me, which comes back to that inclusive and exclusive. Inclusive people that identify with what I'm doing, that connect with what I'm doing. And if I'm happy and if I feel that, then I'm going to be able to share that. I'm going to be in a better place to be of service to other people. And this comes back to a common thing that I saw as a psychologist working in the mainstream, what am I trying to say? Working in education, working in the mainstream, and working for somebody else, bound by somebody else's criteria, somebody else's standards, somebody else's expectations, and constantly seeing a better way, maybe even a more ethical way to achieve results, and feeling trapped and feeling stuck in a community that I didn't belong in. And that comes back to that whole idea of I didn't want to play that game anymore. I didn't feel that I was playing to the best of my abilities. I felt stifled. I felt trapped. I felt like I was selling my soul, if we want to go really emotional and emotive. And it was really facing that and waking up to that understanding that I needed to do something different if I wanted a different outcome. And I knew that. Intellectually, I knew it. But practically, and being able to put it into action, there was this massive gap between my knowledge and my application. And I had my hand forced. I was removed. And I think that has to be the best thing that has ever happened to me in terms of career and direction and passion and purpose. I would not want to go through it again, but on reflection, I can see that by accepting that as the end of that game, my part was over, I was out. I was able to go, that's it, on to the next thing. And I know lots of people got caught up in the fight. Lots of people got caught up in this is wrong, this shouldn't be happening. And I'm not passing judgment on that, but I am saying at some point you have to look at it and go, what price am I willing to pay to fight this, to push through? And interestingly enough, when I reflected on that from a values perspective, the word fight did not sit with me. I did Aikido for a number of years, and Aikido is not about fighting. It's about protecting yourself. It's about, funnily enough, protecting your opponent. And I was recently sharing the philosophy of Aikido with a mum in regards to suggesting as a activity, it's an incredible martial art for children to get involved with. It is non-confrontational. And I think, I encourage you to Google it and check it out. I think that philosophy tied in with my philosophy of believing in positive reinforcement and focusing on the good and focusing on what's working for you. All of this came together in this situation, and I knew it wasn't right for me to stay there and to keep fighting the good fight. And I chose to get out of that game, to accept that I was out, and to pick up and see where I was being directed and where I was being channeled. So, yeah, this is crunch time, guys. Midnight tonight is the closing date for founding membership. I will be looking at later on opening up again, doing another launch. I'm going to be looking at doing another workshop later on again. I'm looking at making it a bit longer. It's very hard to get everything in that time frame, and I'm also looking at being able to open it up over maybe 3 days so that people can access it, that it's not during a work day. You're never going to fit the perfect time, but by playing around with this, there are opportunities for people to connect and get involved in that workshop again at maybe a little bit of a different structure. And I will be opening up a launch to join the membership later on, but it will not be at this price, because by then, hi Karina. By that point, we will be more established, and this is the price for those people jumping in, boots and all, to something that's new, something that's exciting, and something that they're going to be a part of building and expanding. And I have also had people asking about the connection to join, which I have sent out to people. And if you'd like to see it, I can send it again. It is a subscription via, I've got to think of it now. Oh my goodness. Stripe. So it is safe and secure. This is an international company that I'm just doing it now, Karina. Thank you. It's very common to pay Stripe credit card, but I also realize that not everybody wants to put their credit card details down online. So I am going to be opening up automatic payments via online banking. I am asking for automatic payments, not by hand each month. I would like clarification that it is an automatic payment that's set up for, this is a subscription model. Again, it will be shifting price later on, but if you start off with me before midnight tonight, you will have that price locked in as long as you are a regular paying member, as long as your membership stays intact. And I think the expression in America is, you get grandfathered in. So I am planning big things for this. I would like to see it grow and expand, and therefore the price will be reflected later on in what I'm offering. So get in now for this payment of $47 a month. And I will be sharing the link to Stripe and bank details for an automatic bank payment if you direct message me. If you are not on my email, if you do not receive emails from me and would like to receive it via email, please direct message me with your email so I can add you to the list and keep you updated. Something that I'm learning as well is that it is really important to stay connected via email because we do have issues with social media. It's not always operating on par. And I do have a regular newsletter that goes out. I do keep people updated on my YouTube channel as well. I post videos. And I am looking at getting a little bit more structure to that moving forward. And again, this will all feed in to the membership as well. So please direct message me if you have any questions. The closing time is midnight tonight. I think that's everything that I wanted to share today in terms of the membership. But I did promise, to share my other powerful decision that I have made in the last few days. I guess I finalized it. I made it a while ago, but I have finalized it now because I've put my money where my mouth is, which is I have bought a plane ticket. So there is no backing out now. I started off the year by saying I was going to get back on stage at the end of the year, and I have booked in to compete. Well, I will be booking in to compete, should I say, at the PANS, WFF PANS in October. And I think from memory, it's October the 5th, Saturday, October the 5th. And the exciting thing, the spin-off from that is I am joining a team of WFF athletes who will be heading to the Worlds in Vegas. So it is full on. It is all go. My last overseas competition was at the end of, oh gosh, I think it was November 2017 in Singapore. And that was a mind-blowing experience, an absolutely amazing comp with WFF. So this one's going to be slightly different being in the States. And could you pick a better venue than Vegas? I was in Vegas in 2014 and I wasn't there long enough. I think I walked around the strip, as they say, with a friend of mine, and I just had my mouth open the whole time. It was, oh my God, this place actually exists. It is like the movies. So yeah, that is my big powerful decision. And it grew out of those three pillars: deciding where I feel connected. And I'm so fortunate to have some amazing, amazing friends in WFF, and just returning to chill out with them and do some training with them was a reminder that it's been a long time since I've been hanging out with them. The collaboration, supporting Bonnie with her business. She's just become a personal trainer, helping her out with some pre-event stuff. And the community, the sense of community. I'm going to be helping out at the Rosedown Posedown in Te Awamutu coming up soon with Mad Mike Smith. Google him, bless him, with his amazing gym down there. And I've chilled out a bit with Chris and Amber Brine, who are also WFF athletes who run their own business. I've done some work with Chris. We did some collaboration. And it was just reminding myself that's my happy place. So a powerful decision grew out of considering those three pillars. And after all, isn't life supposed to be fun? So thanks heaps, Karina. The pics, I know. Uh, Watch this space. Thanks heaps, guys. Thank you for joining me, Karina. It looks like this live will be replayed, not live for everybody else. Catch up with you real soon. And don't forget, please direct message me if you've got any questions. I don't want people to miss out. I really am passionate about this. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be huge. It's going to grow. And it's a way of honoring yourself, staying connected, and keeping that momentum going. And it's definitely something that I have found has been missing for most of my life. And I think the difference, the shift for me came about when I started making these powerful connections. Catch up with you soon. Have a fantastic weekend. Reach out, questions, anything before midnight tonight because it's cut off. Catch up with you soon.